You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly I try to fight you off, but it's so useless. You circle around me like the moon around the earth, always ending with a kiss. I'm clueless. We pretend that we don't really care at all, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly like two magnets, we are drawn to each other. You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my
Nobody can hear me. Hi, everyone. How's it going? They're all big. If you can't hear me, let me know. Can't hear
Can
me,
you hear me?
congrats. Here's oh, there's lost. I lost. Okay, so vintage. What kind of music would you like? We have acoustic, rock, alternative, pop.
I don't know. You pick. You pick. You're good. It's your stream.
I like the acoustic, so I normally go with that. It just works. But everyone, how's it going? We got vintage here. Vintage is amazing. You want to introduce yourself a little?
Sure. I'm vintage, so gal. Most of y'all, I think, know me. Hi. Variety crafter, gamer sometimes. Do things like cross stitch, quilting, sewing, crochet, knitting. Yeah, all the things. Crafty ADHD, right?
Yeah. Tell me one person crafts that doesn't have that, right?
Right, exactly.
I'm just typing out something to pin. Look at that. That is two 100 streams. Like, what?
Whoa, nice.
That is pin. Maybe we don't get anything new. You never know. You know what? We're just going to ignore him and take care of ourselves. So,
There we go.
Vintage is here to, you know, help talk about, mental health awareness and maybe the different ways that she deals with it or she helps with it. Because you never know. Everybody deals with everything different.
Yep.
And Vintage, you're also a school teacher,
Yes, I teach high school. 10th
which,
grade.
which honestly, when I was in 8th grade, I think it was 8th grade, Columbine actually happened in my 8th grade year,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which shocked the whole U.S. mentally, like as a
Oh,
student.
definitely.
And they had therapists then a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it was worse if there was a list of names and your name came up multiple times. So, like, my name was on the list a couple times. Nothing ever happened. It was one of those, oh, let's get out early things. But, that sticks with you, right? No, I can't. Did I hit something? Oh, we're working on it. I was not lost. Look, y'all, is it a good stream if something doesn't break?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Everything has to break.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
got you
know when
back,
I'm
though.
back. Am I back? Am I back?
Yep, you're back now,
All right.
which is good.
What was I talking about? Oh, unfortunately, it's a kind of a fact of life nowadays that we have to deal with possible things, violent stuff happening at school. So, and I don't I don't think that the kids that I teach it's on their mind all the time. But I also teach at a very small. So that may be part of it. It's a small community. Everybody knows each other, you know?
Which is a great
So,
thing.
yeah, it's a great thing. So I don't think it is really on my students' mind all the time, but I could imagine somewhere else where the kids would be worried about that a lot. And it does affect their mental health. But I see kids all the time that if we want to just go that direction, that I know that they're going to therapy and stuff, so they're absent once a week, because they're gone to therapy. But our district has adopted a thing for students to be able to go down to the counselor's office and have video counseling with a counselor so they don't have to be absent
Oh,
so
that's
much.
awesome. I
So
love that.
that, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Also, they have like a teledoc kind of thing too, where if the parent needs the kid to go see a regular doctor, they can teledoc with them, which is
That's
cool.
great.
So it's trying to help with truancy and mental health and regular health too, to get kids to the doctor if they need to. So
That has to be so much easier on not only, the parents, but the
yeah,
student because they're not missing a whole day or more than needed, and the teachers because, like, trying to hunt down and make sure that these students do everything that they have to because they
yeah,
missed
I've had
one day.
a lot of kids like I had a student year before last, and every Tuesday during my class was his therapy appointment. So he
Yeah.
missed my class every Tuesday. And, already dealing with that, plus he was ADHD on top of everything, and it was really hard for him to stay caught up.
My gosh, we
More
gotta do
therapists
more.
should have after school appointments, is what I have to say about
Yeah.
that, too.
Liz just donated 15. Thank you.
Yay,
Appreciate it.
Liz!
First donation. And of course, I can't. And our popping candy. Oh, you can't hear us now? Oh my gosh.
I think you're like not as loud as I am. Maybe turn yourself up a
Oh,
little.
okay, let me. That is this. That should work now. Yeah, everything says that it's going. Is that better? I think it's because I messed with this earlier. Okay, there we go.
We should just go on the fly.
I mean, that's all I do. I used to worry a lot about, everything else that everybody was thinking about me. And then it's like, why was I doing that? So now it's like, I go with the flow of my own river. Or like,
Do your thing.
My family's river, basically. Just because it makes life easier. There we have red, green, or blue.
Oh, too bad I don't have any.
I got 4. Okay, it says a 40 pack. Except it came with more than 40. I'm okay with that. Okay, the most chaotic, the green one. Also, everybody, thank you for all your caring and stuff. I feel a lot better. I think taking Thursday off was the right choice. Is it pickle? No, it's sour green apple. And I do a one and done shot of it because, well, why wouldn't I? It would be great if it was pickle.
Shot.
And it will be loud.
Yeah, popping.
It's oh gosh, it's getting louder. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my mic. I think I messed with it too much. Yeah. Oh. It's still there. Like, even if you swallow it, it doesn't all go down. Oh, vintage. I found... You know how I like the sour candy?
Yep. Me too.
I had sour octopus candies.
Oh, like the trolley ones?
Yes, they are amazing, and I love them. Cat, yes, you have to behave as best as you can.
I'm
But,
just gonna bite my tongue.
but you know what? It's alright, because we know Cat and we love Cat.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Thanks. I don't know about him. He's great, but... Let's see, where are we? I am here. Also, we have so many people here. At least this mud stuff is easy today. Aw, Cat, you're so sweet. So, I'm gonna be working on the coffee field guide today. And Vintage, what are you gonna work on?
It's called Midnight Whisper.
Gonna get those. That's what.
Yes, please. Yeah, Hush Cat. I started a new project.
Oh my gosh. Jump. I mean, I know why it jumped. So I'm gonna flip over to the table.
Cat,
Ugh.
I said hush.
Not again. I mean,
Oh, we can't see it.
I'm gonna move it in a second. I was
Okay.
estimating.
But hey,
Not
look
the
at my really
easiest.
cool needle minder.
I love that needle minder.
What's neat is you can put the needle behind the little eel. So it looks like she's holding the needle.
Wait, was. Oh. Gonna get all wonky.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole
My
my
gosh.
heart. What is it that you do?
Midnight Whispers is also on sale right now. Just saying.
Till you added colors.
See, Cat? See?
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about
Am I forgiven for starting a new project now?
you set my
I kind of agree.
world
Wait, what?
on fire.
Don't tell Cat. I mean, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can.
Don't tell Cat. No, I'm not. I'll show you in just a minute.
Black in place before I.
want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire.
Here we go.
Set my world
Okay, something is weird.
Don't tell Cat what?
don't know what I
Does anybody know what has happened when if you try to click on anything in your bar on the bottom, nothing opens? Have I locked it or something?
I don't know. That's weird.
Because I can't see anything right now. All my windows are closed.
Oh. So Vintage clicked on like the taskbar and nothing opened. It's me. I broke it. We all know I'm chaotic.
No,
I
it
break
was
stuff.
before. It was up before you. Like I can't even do like the search or anything.
Oh, that's bad. Google. Dr. Google to the rescue. You know, I kind of don't like Dr. Google as much because they have the AI overview now and it hurts.
Yeah. I just scroll down past that. Like, I closed my browser window and now I can't reopen it. So I can't see chat or
So
anything.
Microsoft says Finish loading. Get over the AI. Restart Windows Explorer by opening the Task Manager, select the Process tab, look for Windows Explorer, and click Restart. That doesn't work.
Yeah,
I'm at
but
a loss.
yeah, because I can't even click the manager. I may have to reboot my computer. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back, and I'll get back in. Send me the links again. Or wait, they'll be in Discord.
Yeah, they'll be in Discord.
Okay,
Vintage
I'll be
is
right back.
still louder. Okay, let me fix it. I don't know if I can fix that. What is going on? Oh, hold on. I think I know what's going on. Oh, I have no idea. We all know that, though, right? That's the round. Is that better? Is it? I hope so. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do everything. We all know that. We all know that. It's always me. I do all of it. It's fine. We got some coffee. I made it and then forgot about it. Just throwing that out there, because that's what I do. I think I fixed the mic. I don't know what I did with it, but I fixed it, I think. Who knows? But what is everybody else doing today? If you don't mind me asking. Look, I broke somebody else's computer and I feel bad. Terrible. Going to attempt to stitch. Ooh, what are you stitching today, Kat? Don't mind me asking. Oh my gosh, I just broke my thread. Terrible. Think about mowing, it's a bit wet, lots of rain. Yeah, we had tons of rain overnight. Like, Maple didn't even want to go outside at 5 o'clock this morning, but she really had to go. And I knew when that happened. Aw, I appreciate that, Liz. Rain on and off, yeah, that's... Big breakfast? Oh, baked spaghetti. I'm like, breakfast spaghetti? I want some. Like, I like spaghetti. Morning, noon, and night. Oh, I did not. Well, then. So, I have been knitting a lot these past 2 days. Which is good, because I gotta knit the sweater, right? Vintage is back.
I'm back.
Yay!
Okay, maybe. Oh, there it is.
Is your stuff working now?
Maybe.
So. Crossing my toes.
There's the face cam.
You can learn to be kind.
Are we back? Okay. There's the cameras for you.
People pop up.
Yeah.
There it goes.
So you can learn to be kind.
Pull my pattern back up. Mhm.
Hi, Sammy. Yeah, I never said hi to everybody. I apologize. We had Kaylee's getting first. Jody's here. Kat's here. Vintage, of course, is here. Liz is here. Liz almost got first. And then, hi everyone. Black Rose, Blue Eyed Cat, Creatively Emma, Happy Kittens, Jade, Ian, Lost
Wendy's here.
Traveling, Misfit Molly. Like, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Mr. Cat found a recipe for a breakfast casserole. It's basically taking biscuits, eggs, and meat, and some cheese, bacon it, and it's glorious. Awesome. Hi, Steampunk.
That
How's
sounds
it going?
tasty.
That's my thought, too. But I like food, even though I forget to eat. Like, it's a curse. And I know it's just not just me. But man, I wish, sometimes I remembered stuff. Found on TikTok. Look, TikTok
Camera too zoomed in. Do I need to fix it?
Maybe. Looks a little blurry, but that's
I'll
on
tell
my
you
end.
what. Let me see if I can. Where is my? There it is.
We make stuff for the week. Awesome. I should really pre-make stuff for the week for like breakfasts because like I get up at 5:30 and I don't eat until at 7. By that time, I'm so hungry that I'll eat everything. Like, I'm used to it though. I mean, I've been doing that for years now. I got exactly 1 stitch left after this. Let's see if I can do it. Maybe not. I don't know. But Vintage recently did a charity event, but a little different for one of the days.
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
And I thought it was great. Hi, Becca. How's it going?
I'm gonna have to disconnect my camera right quick.
Okay.
To so I can fix the settings.
Okay.
It won't let me do it while it's connected.
Of course. Why would it, right? Wake up like a zombie. Ugh. That stinks. Oh, that was terrible. Working for another hour? Aw. Is it rainy anywhere else? I mean, I'm sure that it's rainy other places, but today is such a rainy day outside that, like, I'm letting all my kids do electronics all day. Why would technology, right? That'd be perfect, yeah. That's a mood. It's a good mood, but it's a mood. Oh, I know I'm working on the words across, but after the words, should I fill in the cups? Maybe. Nothing yet. I will send all the rain. The ground outside here is so saturated that it's pure mud. Like watery mud. It's gross. Say yes? Okay. Now, I'm thinking of using more variegated threads for the filling. Not sure if I have enough. I think I do. How's Mabel? She is. I think she's laying by the gate to the living room.
Okay, let's see if that's better.
If I have to move again, just let me know.
It's a little low.
If I don't do it,
It's still zoomed in super.
I can zoom it out.
Yeah. I zoomed it out on my end.
I hit the wrong button.